States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everybody. As you can see, Larry wasn't able to make it. I think he's out of town. We'll start tonight with a roll call of officers. Barbara Weiss, John Badison, here. Dean Morelli, here. Michael Lewandowski, here. Ron Alberico is here, and also we have the minutes reflect that we have Chris Boucher Hall taking minutes, and we have Grant Spooner filming.
I'll make the motion we accept the minutes.
Second. I got a motion by
Me.
Dean, or Michael Lewandowski, and I think John.
Yes.
That's it for seconding it. Any questions of the minutes tonight? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, thank you. Okay, you have the bills of $43,447.42. You need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make the motion.
I got a motion by Barb. I'm going to second that.
I'll second it.
All right, I got a second by Michael Lewandowski. Any questions of the bills?
Ron, I did have a couple, and I don't know if you're going to be able to answer them just because Larry's not here. Some of them were focused on him. He had a, where he puts on this contract work with Kim and Sons. Did a couple Buffalo boxes, I guess. I know I've brought it up before, but I mean, do we know, maybe Chris, I don't know if you know any of Larry's employees, because I don't think Larry does it. I know he's got a kid that helps him. And I was just wondering what they did at that address. I know it says they dug up and replaced the Buffalo box, but on his summary sheet it didn't say anything. You know, like on that day that they were going out to replace the Buffalo box, and then also on the bill from Kim and Sons, it was for something he did back in September, it looks like. And I don't know if he just didn't submit the bill back then.
Was that 9/11/16 or 11/3/16?
Yeah, you know, he's got 2 charges on his bill. One of them from back in September.
Second page in.
That one was for the water tower.
Right, and that was back in September he did that?
Yeah, when they had that big break by the water tower.
Because I mean that, you know, on his monthly report, he didn't have nothing on there about Kim and Sons coming out. I just was wondering.
It looks like he just puts on his monthly report his own staff here. You know what I'm saying? That he doesn't put
Right.
when they have contractors come in.
And I know we had discussion on CMG, you know, like with their bills. And I know this Kim and Sons is local, and I know he's been using it for a while. It was just my understanding that somebody from that outfit was working for Larry. So obviously on this day, he might not have been working for Larry, he was working for Kim and Sons. You know, that's why I was just wondering why we had to pay that.
Larry, it was our break,
I understand.
but Larry hired them and paid them. That's why it's in his thing to be reimbursed. Because Kim and Sons wanted to be paid probably right away. So that Larry went out right out of his pocket and paid them. So we're just reimbursing Larry for our break.
Okay. I mean, I know that, you know, this kid, that's his part-time employee or something, could work for his dad too, Kim and Sons, and so I would figure if he's working for Larry, fixing that, and why are we paying him?
Yeah, I don't know who the kid works, I don't know who the
Correct.
kid is actually.
Correct. Now, like I said, I was probably gonna ask Larry a few
Yeah,
questions.
I'd have to ask Larry when he gets back.
That was, and then this company that came out and did that inspection of the tower, it says something about a report. I mean, do we get a report? Do you
The
get a report?
report's on the second page.
Not the IEPA.
Okay.
It
The
was
corporal.
Corporal.
Yeah, we will get, once they come out and do their inspection, we will get a report.
Okay. I know there has been talk about the water tower being in
Disrepair.
need of maintenance or something
It needs,
like that.
it's getting to that point, we gotta do something about it here in the next year or so.
Okay, because I mean, would
And
they
lights
have that
are,
in that report, or would they have that in their suggested report, you think?
Yes, they did. Last year, they said the anoids were getting old, there's no parts to fix those anymore. They're so obsolete, they need to be replaced, but they are still working at this point in time. So they're kicking that can down the road.
Because I know it said that, I don't know if it was their report or the other one where it says that the IEPA says something about 3 years, every 3 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
Right, yeah.
have we gone that far? Are we past the 3 years? 'Cause I mean, even the IEPA says that, well, on their report, it says that there's reminders and recommended improvements. And, is it, you know, if you read that, like you said, there is an attachment, Mike, you know, about the,
Attachment B.
right, the recommended improvements, if it's like, I don't know. You know, do we have where it says to have a planned approach to tank maintenance, you know, or whatever, I mean.
I agree. I think we should, if we're responsible for this, we should maintain it to the point where we can avoid larger costs down the road. Because it clearly says in this attachment B that the maintenance on it and repairs on it would save us money in the long run, because that's a pretty big expense.
It is, yes, it is. You know, we've talked about doing it, and every time it comes up to the point where, right now, we're financially not in a good situation to do it, so. You know.
Right, well, I mean, have we ever gotten, like, an idea, I mean, I don't know, 'cause I haven't been
We have
here
to, yeah.
since the last time it was maintained, like, what the cost was to do the maintenance on it, or
About
is
2
that
years
even
ago, we had,
feasible?
about 2 years ago, we did get a estimated contract with Corporal to do the anoids, and we decided that we should look into painting the tank at the same time, since that, you know, has to be done too.
Sure.
And then we decided, at that point in time, after we talked about doing the contract, we decided that maybe we should go through try to get a grant to do the tower. That never materialized, so now we're back to square one. The grant never materialized.
You remember about what roundabout figure was?
For
For them to maintain or do the service.
just
that
the
they needed to
anoids, do you remember what that contract offhand was? It was like,
Not too long ago, that was,
I was thinking about 25 or 30,000, don't quote me on that. I thought about $30,000 around, $20,000, $30,000. But the painting would have been a lot more. It needs to get painted now, because if we let it go much longer, then we're gonna have to do a full blast, as opposed to just spot
job.
priming, you know. Grime and spot priming spots.
Well, then, I mean, is that something we need to address?
Yes, we do.
Because, and I don't know. if
And that's
we
part
get
of
to-
that whole thing we tabled last month with replacing the pipelines and all that. That's something we're gonna have to investigate. We tabled it last month, and we wanted to
Right.
get through our issues with the lawsuit first.
Right.
So now we're, you know, hopefully be able to, first of the year, we have some big issues with this water department, and that, hopefully by the first of the year, we're gonna start in a new direction.
Okay. Because, I mean, now that that has been settled, like I said, I don't know if we should wait to go over the financial report, but I was gonna ask, where we're sitting at now. As far as,
Well,
is that something we
financial-
could address now? I mean, do we got enough where we can look into this maintenance thing or no?
Again, how this board feels,
Yeah.
We could kind of go in that direction and try to do the water tower, or do all this board, this water system does all the Lockport Township town fund.
I know.
What is it, 450,000?
The balance sheet that we got this month, Chris, does that reflect the payment that we made? Not yet?
No, this is October's.
Okay.
You get these after the bank after I get the bank statements.
Okay.
So you have October's now, you'll get November's next month.
And that'll have,
That'll reflect the money taken out for that.
So, okay, any other questions on the bills, I guess?
It seems to me like we're in a rock and a hard place.
We are. I'll be honest with you. We gotta look at a new direction. I mean, our water, Larry's not gonna renew his contract or put a bid in come March. When his contract's up, we have to decide which direction we're gonna go. But I will tell you, I did talk to Dean on this situation. I asked Dean if he would step up to the plate and work with me on trying to get a direction, and he said he would. So hopefully, of course, I'm trying to keep everything separate, the town from this, but we have a big thing going on with the town, with the move and everything coming up this month. I'm trying to put off this until the first of the year, and once we're in that new building, so I can keep, get my head straight. I got a lot going on.
yeah,
So
I mean,
hopefully the first of the year, I'm gonna start really tackling this water department and see which direction we're to go.
as a board, I mean, obviously, first things first, I know Larry says he's
Right.
leaving,
We have to
so we
decide
gotta
which.
get that,
So we're gonna do it in-house, we're gonna take it out of the house, we're
Right.
gonna bid, we're gonna, that's what we have to decide after the first of the year.
well, in his contract, he said that he would assist for 90 days to train his
Right, well, yeah.
replacement, you know what I'm saying? Now, my thing is, we should have a guy or company in place 90 days prior to his contract is up. We don't want to run 90 days past this contract, you know what I mean? That don't make sense.
That's coming
Right, so,
up. Real quick.
right.
Would you be interested in that position?
No. Like I said, I'm gonna help Ron, we're just gonna have to make a decision on, we put it out for bid to get, and unfortunately with Larry not being here, that was some of the things I was gonna ask tonight about, I know that there's gotta be certification, and obviously there's not, been looking a little bit, there's not a whole lot of those people around with that kind of certification. I mean, there are some. I mean, obviously, like Lockport City has their public works guy that's certified and stuff like that, but that's the big issue. If you look at his monthly report, about 90% of it could be handled by, some kind of contractor, I think, but the thing with that water and that certification, with sending in the samples and checking the chlorine and all that with that
Every well,
certification.
all the wells have to be checked every day on
Yeah.
on substations.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna ask him, like I said.
Everything should be checked.
I know he writes
7
that
days a week.
he checks the readings and that. Now, I don't know if you need a certification, because I don't know, I'm sure he sends his helper every now and then.
Well, I'm sure he does, yes.
Right, and, so, like I
He's-
said,
Yeah.
I don't think you need to be certified to check the readings on whatever, you check the well.
Ultimately, he's
You know what I'm saying?
responsible for it, but yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think, like I said, we just need to start, like I said, as soon as the first of the year gets here, we need to get on that, because it's gonna.
I mean, I'd like to have a meeting with you before the
Yeah.
first of the year, maybe this
Sure.
month, it's a real busy month, obviously.
Right.
If you need some time, now we'll start talking about it and start getting some ideas. We'll inform the board as the direction we want, and we think we need to go. It's gonna be hard for me to do it all myself, I'll be honest with you.
Right.
I don't know, you know, I've got mixed feelings on what direction we want to go.
Right.
I want this board to be unanimous in its decision-making here, so
Right.
we're trying to look at all options, lay them all out here. You know, we'll do, you know, hopefully Dean and I'll do most of the homework for us, and we'll try to get it all figured out and make a decision, an educated decision. But we gotta do something. We can't just sit and wait for it to happen, because it's gonna happen quicker than we think.
But did you talk to the City of Joliet? I think you talked to someone else.
I haven't talked to the City of Joliet. They've been
They
kind of,
take it.
you know,
We can't even give it
nobody's,
away.
nobody's gonna take it. I'll be honest with you, nobody's
No,
gonna
but
take
we
it.
can't even give it away?
Chris, did you put that in there, Chris?
Looks like somebody has to take it.
Going to that,
Well, according to that agreement, like I said, I don't know if it would be, first steps first, we want to even entertain, you know, letting our attorney, I don't know if we want a water board attorney to do it, but
No.
a attorney
No,
to
he,
kind of
yeah.
review
He
this
was down on the,
Which
on a
occurred.
different issue.
back in '74 or whatever it was, and then the 20 years after that, when
yeah,
it
you
was
know,
supposed to, but
So,
that's
Like if
just
this in 94 is when it was supposed to be.
turned over the
Turned over
Joliet
the
and Lockport.
but their
But
excuse is that we've never paid off the bonds.
the bonds were never paid, so if that's an issue, I don't know if that was something that they just decided, or if that was.
That was
the
their claim.
attorney.
And I'm only telling you this
Right,
from word of mouth too, because I wasn't
you
here
weren't
in
there either,
94
right?
either.
Well, that's what I mean, we
So
weren't
where
there.
is bonds at now?
The government supposedly waived them, right, Chris?
They forgave us.
Forgave
We
us.
never had to pay them back,
And why don't they take it now?
because we didn't pay the bonds off. That's there, it's a catch-up. Hey,
Their
you didn't
reason
pay it
is
off,
we
we
never
don't have
paid
to
it, so
take
they
it
don't
over.
have to take it. But I don't know, like I said, I don't know if that's law, or if that's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
something
that's-
that they decided to do.
Even if we gave it to them free?
Yeah, I'm sure they're not gonna pay us for it.
No.
Well, maybe it's something we
But
could just have
anyway.
an attorney look at, and hey, not that we spend a lot of time or money on it, and see
No,
what he has
no,
a
just-
legal opinion on it. go
Right,
from there.
well, the thing is,
Anything we talk to a lawyer about. is good.
Well,
Well, it's gonna go, but I'm not saying, not like this
well,
last
I
time.
don't know, I mean, I believe that the state's attorney does have an attorney available for like government who have questions, reference, stuff like this. And we could always check.
And so does TOI.
If they say no, then it's no, but I mean, like I said, if we say, hey, we've got this issue that we'd like somebody to look into because it happened, you know, back in
Why don't we do
'94.
that? I'll set up a meeting with, I'll go down to the state's attorney's office and see.
Well, I think, you know, like I said, there's got it, back then in the day, I think Phil Mock was one of them, I don't know if, there was a female Tetro, handled a lot of the township issues, you know, or board issues and stuff like that.
And, you know, that would be my first
Yeah.
thing I'd like to do is get rid of, you know, turn this over to somebody else.
Right.
I don't think the township needs to be in the water department. But we are with it right now, and we have to,
Right.
you know, maintain it until we can get in that right direction. So anyway, moving on, I have a motion and a second to pay the bills. We'll take a roll call. Barb,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Dean,
No.
Michael,
Yes.
and Ron, yes. Okay. All right. Any citizens wishing to address the board? Hearing none, we won't have a utility management report. Under old business, I will just bring up the fact that we did settle the lawsuit. From what I understand, I haven't got any confirmation. I believe they do have to go to court one more time to see if the judges accept the terms of the conditions that we both agreed upon. I did ask the attorney to put together some kind of a statement or a letter or a resolution or whatever you want to call it, basically the terms on how this board will pay back the township board on the loan that we took from the township. He did not get that to me, obviously. I want to get this board to approve it, and we'll get the township board to approve it at our township meeting. But basically, what we're thinking is putting together some kind of a payment system of about $5,000 a month, paying it back. I know that's not a lot, and if the situation happens where we can't make the payments because of the water system, if we have a break and we can't do it 1 month, it'll be up to this board to forgive it for the month. If we have more than $5,000 in a given month that we can feel we're comfortable, we could give more than, you know. So basically, it's going to be pretty easy to go either way on the number, but we're kind of setting that number at about $5,000. Is that what it was a month? Back. So I'm trying to get that put together. Well, at least I want this board to show that the township and that we are going to pay it back eventually. It might take a long time, but you know, we're going to try to get it back.
This would burden ourselves and any future water board with a situation where there's a debt to the township. So,
I mean, we do have a debt to the township. That's what we decided last month.
I know. That'll make it even harder for us to get rid of the water board.
Right. Yeah. It's not going to make it easy. But that was a decision of this.
I know, we made that decision. We just, no, I know.
So other than that, I did want to make a point that December's meeting will be held on the 19th instead of the following week of Christmas. So it'll be a week early.
if we can get through that quickly, because I have a conflict at 7 p.m.
We'll try, I'll do the best I can. I can't predict the future, obviously, but, so we can't do it on Monday or Christmas either.
I understand that.
All right, other than that, I don't...
Christmas on Monday?
Well, the holiday is
Monday.
the Monday.
19th.
So,
I asked Chris, and I don't know if she knows this. Was this faxed over by Utility Management, the IEPA agency report? I mean, did he send us that? Because we got like a fax cover sheet with it.
Yeah.
So that thing that he sent with it that talks about like the miles of main and the valves and all that.
No, the miles, the paperwork you have about the, how many feet of lines we have is somebody requested that last month at the meeting.
Oh. Okay.
So that's why that was thrown in there.
Okay, I was just wondering why that was in there.
Yeah, somebody requested that last month.
Oh, that was me.
So
About
that's,
how much,
yeah.
how many water mains and.
So that's what's in there.
Now, do we have like a, some kind of spreadsheet or something that, you know, because it's got like a number of the valves, like obviously with like their locations, you know, I mean, is that something we have or is that something Larry has or?
Larry will have that,
Larry
where
will
every
have all
valve
that.
is. He has the blueprints of the system.
Okay.
Yeah, he gave us a map like a year ago or several months ago. It was pretty much showing us where everything was.
Okay. The fire hydrants and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And we have an as-built map, the big huge blueprints here.
Okay. And all the, I was going to ask him, I saw he had to replace a few meters last month, like if he still had any on hand or,
Yeah, we did.
okay, and that's all.
We
Yep.
carry so many on hand.
Right, but I mean, is that kept at the well houses or does he keep that?
Yeah,
at
the well houses, I believe.
Okay. Like I said, I just had questions so we could get started on our thing, you know.
Well, he also, I told him we were going to do this, and he said he'll come and sit in the meeting with us too, so we can ask him all the questions we need to get. But basically, we'll have to get together and decide a good time, and we can all sit together, the three of us, and
Sure.
start digging our hole, see what we can, or digging out of this hole.
Hopefully, right.
So that's all I have for tonight. Does anybody else have anything they want to bring up for the good of this board? Hearing none, I would call for an adjournment. Second? Second by,
Me? John?
second by John, who, I didn't hear the first
Nate.
stuff. Barb. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Let's have it. Thank you. So